Hey, all. Welcome to Heart of the Podcast with MSTC. I'm Mel.
I'm Rubina. I'm Nick.
I'm George.
We are missing a couple members today, so we're just going to do a little mini-sode for everybody. So George, Nick, and I actually were some of the OG members of MSTC, and we all kind of came back together at the same time because Nick and I worked together at school. We were teaching the youth, and then we worked with Bridget, George's significant other, and we all came to kind of the same consensus, like, oh, you like playing this game too? I think you had mentioned, Nick, like you liked like Stratos or something.
Yeah.
And then George and I are both like, wait, we were playing Smash Brothers, I think, at a game night. And we were like, what?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! I used to play.
Yeah, and then we were like, oh, we did too. So we wanted to just talk a little bit about sort of how that was like, what it was like coming back into the game around that time. George, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, it was so crazy because it was so random, like how we were just talking about Stratos, and then we just kind of jumped into like, oh yeah, we should bring our cards back and we should play together. And oh man, I was so sure that I was gonna win. Very similar to when we got together for Smash Brothers. I was so sure we were gonna win.
You were talking so much
Oh
shit.
man,
Yeah.
I was so sure. I was like, oh yeah, no, this is my room. I'm gonna do it. And I had like this like real janky like warrior build. Not even just a regular warrior build. And when I remember I got kaiju'd for the very first time by Mel. I'm like, why are you giving me this?
Take this card. You're like, this has high attack.
Yeah, like, oh well. I was like, well, I guess he doesn't know how to play.
Yeah. And then special summon Cyber Dragon. You're like, what?
Yeah, it was. I had no idea what I was doing, and then I think links were very confusing at first.
Oh yeah.
That was Master Rule 4.
We all decided
they
were
were
like,
really
let's
confusing.
just not play Links.
Oh
I
yeah, I
think
remember
just,
that.
Like, well, so they were. It was it was the tail end of Master Rule 4.
Yeah.
And then like when we had just started playing a lot when they made like that giant change. And
Yeah.
I was like,
I remember you were like the happiest person in the world when that happened.
Oh yeah.
You were like, my heroes.
well, at first you were like, I didn't know about what links were. And
Yeah.
you were like, okay, so you can only summon one. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And you were like, so it has to go in this extra monster zone. You have to play links. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
The fuck is why you put a ritual monster in your fusion
Yeah.
deck?
What is this?
I think I don't remember. I remember what I bought. I bought like vanilla beatdown heroes. I bought like I was like, I'm gonna make plasma vice.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. When I came back, I was like, what are these cards? I had no idea what XZs were. Synchros. I had stopped already playing by when Synchros come out. I think the only thing I knew of was like fusions, and that was it.
I knew
about synchros.
I knew Synchros and I knew XZs because I played the I'm a big fan of the Game Boy Advance and like the DS and
Forbidden Memories.
I played Forbidden Memories.
Yeah, Forbidden Memories didn't have any of that.
No, Forbidden Memories also fucking broke the rules.
You confuse your entire hand.
Fuse
Well,
these
no, but you like they had like what is it called, like astrological symbols or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Yes,
Moon,
yeah.
Venus.
That's totally different.
That card is. I mean, that game is very expensive,
Yeah.
by the way.
It is very expensive.
Oh.
Good thing I have one. And it was so that I played that, and then I would really like the Game Boy Advance games and the DS games and the PSP games. So I knew of those things. I was like, synchros are interesting. XZs were a little trickier, and then I fell off before like when pendulums was a thing.
Oh,
I didn't know
God.
anything about
That's when
that.
a lot of people stopped playing.
Well, yeah, and I think that's interesting that like there's like this period of Yu-Gi-Oh that we just don't know about because we weren't around to play it. I think the only person that was around at the time was Kosi. He was playing it, and I think we can ask him the next time he's on, but I think he was also like, bro, that format was very toxic.
God, I can't even imagine that. Like
You had to
everybody
play
running pendulums. Like,
You had to.
yeah.
Otherwise,
you lost.
I remember the first time somebody pendulum summoned against me, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? How? Like, is this? Is this cheating?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
right.
so our friend Mac, I remember so clearly. We're all gonna play Yu-Gi-Oh, and I was like, okay, guys, but there's this one really not fun mechanic called pendulums.
Yep.
And we're all gonna hate it, so just don't bring it. Like, let's just not do it. And Mac bought three pendulum structure decks.
Yep.
And I was like, this is literally the opposite of what we want. And none of it was just, I was so frustrated because it's so like, it doesn't frustrate. So now it's like a meme that I really hate them, but it doesn't frustrate me anymore when they do it. I'm just like, okay, sure. I mean,
Yeah.
all your decks are the same and you lose to like one imperm, but like, oh hey.
That's fair.
But yeah, so it was fun.
Yeah,
No,
but it's also because of that I decided I was like, oh yeah, I'm tired of losing. I can't bring this stupid hero deck.
Basically, I was like,
no. We gotta. Because do you remember we all bought a single structure deck and we said we were gonna play with it.
Yep.
Yeah,
I bought
I remember that.
zombies.
I don't remember. I think I bought Shadal's. No. I remember what I bought. I remember. Here, wait. I'll screw this in. I had Monarchs.
You bought Monarchs?
Did you
remember?
really?
I don't remember you buying
Yeah,
Monarchs.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I bought Monarchs, and I was like, they're so cool. And then I was like, wait, these are bad. So
Interesting. I don't remember
I
that.
don't remember that either.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the structure deck. I mean, I think I bought Cyber Revolution or the Legendary Dragon decks with Cyber Dragons, and I was like,
oh yeah,
my favorite. I love Zane.
I don't think I knew that the Hero Strike structure deck existed. So I think I just got Monarchs because they were like at a store that was near me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I was
They're
super
bad.
lucky that I found Zombie Hoarder?
Zombie World, yeah.
Horde, I think that was the name of the. Anyway, I found it on Amazon for super cheap, and then I was like, I have no idea how to play this. There's like, I think at one point I had like a synchro monster inside my main deck because I had no idea like where the hell they went, and I was like, I don't even know what an extra deck is.
Yeah.
well, then there was shortly after that we discovered hand traps. And I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like-
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "What do you mean you can do that on my turn? You, like, how do you do that?" And you're like, "Just read it." And I was like, "What the fuck? This is." It's like the first time you read Ash, you're like, "What?
You're like, oh,
What is this
like
card?"
these three things are so like my deck doesn't do that, and then you play a top deck, and you're like, oh, I do this all the time.
Yeah. It was a lot to learn from hiatus.
Yeah,
Like, a lot. Yeah.
but I think we got very lucky in our return to the game because we were able to have Dual Devastator came out
Oh yeah.
when we
Yeah,
were
we bought
playing.
What an
and we
impactful
all
set.
were like, oh, we need to. I was like, or I can't remember who it was. But somebody was like, you need to all buy this, and I was like, oh, we need to buy this, guys. So we
Yeah.
all just bought it, and that thing was like, I remember seeing it at Target or Walmart for like $20.
Yeah, it
And
was
now
like $20.
it's-
I
now
still
it's
use
so
I still
expensive.
use those cards to this day.
Dude,
Somehow, yeah.
you always will. It was for the most part. It's probably I say it a lot. I feel like that was the best product Konami's released in the last like 4 years.
Yeah, it was.
Maybe
really-
even longer than that.
Yeah, it was.
I can't think of anything else.
It was perfect
mean-
for what we're coming back to. Honestly,
Yeah.
that and then I think of always three. I think of Devastator, Dual Overload,
Oh,
and
Dual
Power.
Overload was good.
Those three sets were just like, do you
Oh,
want to
yeah,
play
yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, we came at the tail end of Dual Power though.
Yeah,
We did, yeah.
Yeah, I remember like trying to like every time I saw one at like GameStop or Target, I would buy it,
Yep.
and then I would
Yeah.
never pull shit. And I always wanted an Imperm, never got
Of
an Imperm
course.
from that.
Oh yeah. You know what's funny is that
Terrible.
like I don't know about you guys, but it started out as like, oh, I'll like dig up my old cards. They're like beat to shit, and I'll like, yeah, we'll play a little, we'll play 2 or 3 times. And then,
Several
and then
$1,000
it was kinda,
later.
And then it was kind of just like, do you guys want to keep playing? And it'd be like, yeah. And then I'd be like, I don't like losing.
Yep.
So
I think that's what
like
that
and
got
then it was
everybody.
Like, yeah, it was like a slow evolution of like power creep, where I was like, I don't want to lose. And then you're like, wait, the internet exists. I can actually look up lists, and you're like, oh. And then you're like, wait, how much do these cost? Oh, these are a lot of money.
You're like, huh?
how much is winning worth to you?
Yeah, that's it. That was it. That's how I got the Salamanca structure decks. 3 of them. I was like, oh yeah,
That's good value.
at $10 each. Oh, I couldn't beat it.
Yeah, no, that's.
I wish I would have
good
known
value.
what I know now.
Once
Yeah.
once I learned about how Yu-Gi-Oh works, I think I bought 3 Hero Strike. I was like, I'm just gonna buy 3 of these, basically.
Yep.
And
That was really important. I mean, it's important to. I think one of the things that coming back to Yu-Gi-Oh that was more important is like forgetting the anime style. I'll throw this card in there, like put Mirror Force in there because you might draw it. And
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
no,
stuff like
you
that.
like Yu-Gi-Oh is a game all about consistency more than I would argue any other game.
Oh yeah.
yeah, well, if you don't know, you know.
Well, I used to play Mirror Force back in. Mirror Force was meta.
Yeah.
I mean, there was not many other traps you can really play that were impactful.
I mean, rockets are built around the like Mirror Force as that's their gimmick.
Really?
It's not actually that they
Oh, you
play
mean like
well
the-
with Dragon Link, but like their big thing. Like
Oh.
if you look at any of the rocket cards, it's like Magic Cylinder and Mirror Force are their cards.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That is
That's so funny.
memes. Oh
Yeah,
Yeah.
god.
So like at the time, I don't know if you boys remember when we started playing. We were like, oh, like what's competitive right now? And I seem to remember. I don't know if I'm right. I remember very clearly. It was toss format. So
Mhm.
it was
Mm-hmm.
the first regional we ever went to. The one where I was like, Faris is a bad card. Remember?
Yep. that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
ignorant.
Wow. it's like the best card in the whole deck. I was like, every match was just Sky Striker, and I was like, what the fuck is this deck?
Oh yeah.
Like, it's just you're making one Link monster. Why am I fucking losing?
Why am I losing?
Why am I losing? Not even like losing. Like, why am I losing so badly?
Oh,
like
why?
you have.
And it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
wait, why do you have 8 cards?
Yeah,
in hand?
it's like you have 8 cards and I have 3. How? Why am I losing? And then I remember this one kid played Thunder Dragons, and that was just beyond my comprehension. I was
Yeah.
like, what is that? I was like, Thunder Dragon, the level 5 that looks
Yeah.
like a doofus.
That has a
and-
useless effect that
Yeah.
nobody cares about.
And I played 2 Salad players, but I was a little familiar with that because of you, George.
Yep.
And I never played Orcus, not one single time.
I played.
I don't think I was
Orcus-
good enough.
I played Orcus the first match of the first regional we went to with fucking Fluffles when I didn't know that Toy Vendor wasn't once per turn, and it was also where I learned that Ash can negate from special summoning from the extra deck
Yeah.
because I.
Oh, you learned that, and you were like, no.
Yeah, because he twinned into Awakening the Dragon, and I was like, oh, I'm going to summon fucking Raid Raptor or whatever. And he was like, Ash, and I was like, you can do that? He was like, yep, special summon from the deck. It doesn't say main deck.
I mean, he's right.
Oh,
He's
man.
right. And I was like,
That's
I was
fucked.
so mad.
Yeah, that's like, I wish that wasn't a rule. Then no one would be able to Ash Fusion Destiny.
Right. But I thought it was interesting because like I played Salads, I played Orcus, and like Orcus was not, I think I was way more intimidated by Orcus because that was the only deck that we just, at our locals, nobody
played because it was super expensive.
It was super expensive, and
Yeah.
nobody, like, people didn't know, like, I didn't really know what it did, other than everything was a quick effect and it felt unfair. And then I played it and I was like, okay, it seems, I think that's one of the things that I learned coming back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like, the decks in TOS were, like, in hindsight, they were relatively fair.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
they all...
Striker wasn't fair with 3.
Striker
engage.
with 3 engage wasn't fair, but there was also like it was.
Oh, yeah.
TOS was so interesting because each deck countered another.
Yeah, it was like playing rock paper scissors.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Rogue just kind of was like, we're here too.
Yeah.
That's true because I did pretty well with Grand Madru during toss and Mystic Mind Exodia.
Of course.
I remember that. That was funny. You made so many people mad that day.
Oh, so many.
I
love it.
remember we were talking about Orcus, and I was like, I think I'm just gonna lose if I play against it. But in hindsight, the only unfair card from them, Babble's kind of unfair.
But it's the gimmick of the deck. Like
Yeah.
if that's the thing that and I feel like that was all of the TOS decks, and I guess decks in general all have a unique gimmick, which I appreciate about Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like Orcus, if Babel lets everything be quick effects, there's no other deck that does that.
Yeah, made people real mad though. But yeah,
Yeah, and then like Striker was like, keep your main monster zone clear so you can activate your spells, and they all have a gimmick when there's 3 or more in the graveyard.
yeah.
Thunder Dragon was like the most interesting to me, and I think it's the best example of a retrain. Like
It really is.
Oh
that's-
yeah.
that I cannot think of a single retrained card that is like so strong as Thunder Dragon.
I actually really before it got slaughtered on the ban list, I really liked Thunder Dragon. I was like, I was thinking about making it. I was like, the art's really cool. I could make this deck. And then it died. And I was like, well,
Thunder Dragon was super big brain though.
Yeah,
It was very big brain plays.
I still really
But it was
like
very fun.
Actually,
Mm-hmm.
I still really like it. It's just, I don't know if Colossus is ever going to come back, boys.
I could see it coming back. I mean, I could see it come back to 1. Multiple is a little tough because you can make multiple, and it's like decks can deal with 1. Dealing with multiple was a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Maybe to 1. I think the thing was before it was harder to make because it needed to be under a link zone.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why it was a little tougher to make. I
Which
mean, it was
link-
easy
which
to
link
make,
Did
but
they play some summer?
some
Some
summoner.
summoner.
The fat guy on the cloud.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Some
cute.
summoner IP.
Yeah. That's cute.
That was at a
times.
time when pointing down link arrow, like 2 pointing left and right, or bottom left, bottom right. That was like if your
Busted.
card had
Yeah.
that was the equivalent, I would say, of TOS's link 1.
Yeah,
like if your
yeah.
deck had one of those, very very strong.
Busted.
Yeah, like
It was
again,
busted.
I thought it was a bad card because I was a jackass, but like Cross Crusader was
Yeah.
like, fuck, that's
Yep.
a good
Yep.
card.
Yeah.
Well, that's, and like for decks that relied so heavily on the, like, I can't even imagine what the meta would look like today if Master 4 was still in effect.
Ooh.
Be real
That's a good
Like
topic.
kitchen sink decks don't work.
Nope.
Nothing works. Flunder works.
Yeah,
Hey.
Flunder works.
No, a lot of things don't work. It would be, I think, less fun. I'm glad they got rid of it.
Yeah.
But it's funny that they got rid of it, and then they were like very clearly they kept part of the rule for pendulums, which to me was really interesting because it was an acknowledgement from Konami that mechanic was I'm glad Joseph's not here. It's not a liked mechanic. Like, I know I'm very biased, and that's probably kind of obvious, but like it's not like if you just talk to people in the community,
Mechanic
it's
for
not
big
it's not
stupid doo doo heads.
yeah, it's not like a liked. It's not a liked mechanic.
one.
People don't like it. Like
Yeah,
I
no,
know
you're right.
I know the number of people I know who like pendulums in real life are one. I just know Joseph,
Oh yeah.
and that's it.
I mean, I think I'm curious. I would be curious if people coming back, if that's a sentiment for people coming back to the game
I don't
versus people who were around at the time.
know. I don't know.
Like I'm curious. Like I'm curious if like Kosi doesn't mind pendulums.
Yeah.
Say Kosi doesn't mind Kosi doesn't make sense. No, I think that's. I would be curious. What people and feel free to throw it in the comments, people. If like you were around during the Plush Fire and PK Fire and stuff like that. Like if those formats felt. I know that they were unhealthy at the time because Tier 0 formats are not good for the game. But if like the number of pendulums, because pendulums have a lot of different decks.
They do. They do.
But then I think about like pendulum is a summoning mechanic, so you can't compare it to like hero. You have to compare it to fusion, and there are a lot of fusion mechanics. There's a lot of synchro mechanics.
Well, so that's like kind of the problem is that like they kind of bungled that summoning mechanic so that like all of the pendulum decks kind of funnel into the same couple cards, and it's it's actually kind of sad. I kind of wish that wasn't the case, to be honest with you.
I mean,
It's a bummer.
If you think about synchro decks, most of them their play lines are through like Hulk,
I know. Yeah.
which is interesting.
And Verte was sort of like that, and then they made it go away. Thank God.
Yeah.
Actually, it
rip
is sad.
Verte.
There's actually a couple pendulum archetypes that I would play. I thought Sulfur were real cool, but
They have a fucking broken
It's
spell
nuts.
card. That card is insane.
but it's not enough. Which
That
is
card's
funny.
like Subterror Final Battle.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Ooh.
And
It's
I
just like-
also, yeah, and I really like Metal Foes actually, but I'm not gonna spend the money on it.
Yeah.
I wish Subterrors were a thing again.
Is like
They're cool.
you could probably put the whole deck together for $5. It got reprinted in Ultra.
Yeah, but like I think I'd rather buy like
The problem is you need
Exorcist or stuff.
yeah, that's fair. You need Electromite. And
Oh,
contrary to popular belief, Electromite is a Metal Foes card.
It is. Yeah.
But
I think it's ever coming back.
I could see it coming back.
I
The
can see
problem
it, yeah.
Beyond the Pendulum is like its version now, so it's hard to just I imagine it's hard for a justification for bringing that off when Beyond the Pendulum is at 3.
Yeah. What's funny is that every time a new ban list comes out, like more pendulum cards come off, and like Clockwork, there's always like a couple people who are like, pendulums are tier 0 now, they're tier 0, and they still make no impact at all.
That's the thing with Phantom Knights. Phantom Knights. Every
Oh,
time
yeah, I
cards
remember
get,
that,
every
yep.
time there's a new ban list or cards come off, come out. It's like, oh, Phantom Knights are gonna be at like Adventure. Phantom Knights were supposed to do it, and they
Oh, yeah.
had maybe a top or two. It's so interesting because like it's the best deck to Scythe Lock, and didn't matter.
I don't even fear Scythe Lock anymore. Isn't that crazy?
That's great. Well, you play Flunder.
No, but like,
Yeah, it's
like
true.
even with like if I would actually feel comfortable bringing Hero to an event.
Oh,
I just have Droplet. I just have Droplet, and if I don't see it, then I'm like, all right, good game too. But it's
That's
yeah, I'm just like, all right.
thinking about sort of our return to the game. How do you think that your decks evolved? So like we all like we were just talking about like schoolyard decks. Like I had like a very janky Gladiator Beast deck.
So good. I love Glad.
I know they're so fun.
They're good boys.
I wish Test Panther was a Link one,
Oh
but he's
man,
not.
yeah.
Yeah, Link ones are broken, and I don't think that they're good for the game.
No,
Period.
that'd be cool though.
Yep. So how do you think that your deck building evolved, or your like deck, how you started building decks evolved as we got more and more into the rabbit hole of Yu-Gi-Oh?
It's interesting. I remember specifically so clearly having this conversation with the two of you and Mac, but he's not here. Where we were like, guys, Phantasme is like really good.
There's such
You have to get this card.
yeah, we
and,
have to
uh,
pull it
yeah.
from Savage Strike.
And then so that's like an example of like I got to get Phantasme. Oh, that card's real expensive. At the time it was.
Yeah.
Or another thing is we went to a regional and I just got absolutely clapped. And I was like, I need evenly matched. So I was like, I'm going to go buy 3. And the guy at the counter was like, you can't play these, right? I was like, it doesn't matter. So like, it was like kind of through learning, like learning. And then I was kind of like, I discovered like the number of hand traps that exist in the game. And I was like, I think I need all of these for different situations. So that was like my first step.
Okay.
Yeah.
George, what about you?
Interesting. I was always a meta cook from when I was a wee lad.
Oh man.
I was running like Chaos Control.
So good.
So oh god, I used to go to my locals back in.
Still can't not hear Sonic when you say that.
Yeah, it was.
Gas was the cool fucking deck.
Oh
Just-
yeah,
Yeah,
yada
actually
locking
still-
people left and right.
I still
Those
really like that mechanic, actually, to be honest with you.
You know, it's amazing. Just it's not doing anything anymore.
It's so sad.
It is very
So
sad.
it's just dragging.
Rip. But to Z's point, I realized that to win this game, like you need the cards, and most of the cards that are going to win you games cost money. And
Yeah.
like,
There's no free cheap cards that win you
no,
games.
unless you're playing Effect Veiler, which is the budget
the
Emperor.
budget Emperor, of course.
I'm gonna leave now.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
fucking hate you all.
No, but even that, like Valor's not. It's not like $0.
No.
It's not a lot.
If you want a hollow version,
Yeah, if you want the Hollow Veiler, I think it's like $10 for the
the ultras.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, man, again, Dual Devastator, such a great set.
yeah, it was.
Yep.
But yeah, no, you gotta, if you want to win, you gotta like spend the money to win. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, yes, it takes skill, but I mean, your skill can only get you so far.
Oh, it's true.
It's fair.
You know, I mean, right now, like I think the game is at a place where, it sucks to say, but it's not a kid friendly game,
No,
especially not a kid that has to buy his own cards.
not at all. Not even remotely.
You know, like it's
Well, they just want you to do gotcha if you're a kid. You know what I mean? Like they want you to buy They want you to buy sets and then hope you get lucky. You know?
While I'm not a fan of Master Duel, I think Master Duel does do a good job of, and like the simulators. Like,
oh yeah,
I think if I was to start over, I would do the simulators first and be like, all right, let me try 700 decks. Which
Yeah.
ones do I
oh
like
yeah.
before I start buying stuff? Because there's
Oh, yeah, for
like
sure.
7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or 15 decks that I bought that I just didn't play.
No, I mean, I think we all did that. Like I bought Shadal and I played it, I think, for like 2 weeks. And then I bought
I think we all passed around that
the
what do you call the
the invoked stuff.
invoke stuff. Yeah,
we did.
Everybody's like, "No, I don't want it. You have it here."
Yeah.
And
You
then
can have it.
we
Yeah.
passed it around
I
so
don't-
many
who- I don't-
times.
Who has it? Did we sell
No,
it?
it got sold. Yeah,
It got sold.
Yeah,
But
we
then
did do that.
I think Joseph and I both bought it again.
I was actually thinking about buying it again a couple days
Yeah.
ago, which is hilarious.
Because I'm
but
like,
yeah.
Mex can always use it at some
Yeah.
point if I really wanted to.
yeah.
you know, it's I don't know, but yeah, I know a lot of people really hate on Master Duel, but no, you're right, Mel. I think to your point, it's a good way to play for free.
Yep.
Which I don't know if it like. Again, it's its own game. It
Yeah.
has its own like ban list, its own like. It's best of one, not best of two.
yeah.
So it's just a completely different game, but it does bring people into the game.
Did you say best of 2?
Best
Well,
of one?
Yeah.
Oh no, but you said never mind.
Oh.
Okay. I knew what you meant. You meant like you have to win 2.
No,
out
I'm
of
just
3.
thinking about like when Joseph set up that
Oh, best
EDO
of 2.
Pro game and
Yeah,
said
best of 2. I was like, Joseph,
it's whoever wins first.
it's always going to be a draw. Well,
Oh, yeah.
not always, but
No, but yeah.
yeah.
I forgot what I was gonna say, Mel.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, so
No,
like
no, it's okay.
you were talking about Master Duel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Best
So
of
again,
one,
I think
different-
it's a good thing for new players and returning players. It's something that we didn't have when we came back.
Yeah.
We just had to like. We didn't
So-
know anything about simulators. I mean, at least I didn't.
So
I
you
know
know,
about one.
God, you know what's really
So-
funny? So I did know about simulators. So I had always been doing Yu-Gi-Oh things just on my own. So like before we started playing, I had been already like collecting hero cards. I was like, I'm never gonna play, but I like them, so I'm gonna collect them.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh wait, I have like these cards. And then in college, I had this one really boring honors class on Egyptian cylinder scrolls that I had to take. It was so boring.
That's
God,
fucking made up.
it was no, it felt made up. It was so boring. And I would sit in the back and I would play so I would try to repeatedly get matches on this really janky
Dueling
Hitachi.
Network.
No, Dueling Network I discovered after. It was like this Hitachi like peer-to-peer network. It was so bad. It was unbelievably bad. And it would basically never work. And then after that, I was like, oh, Dueling Network is a thing. And so I would just play that.
Yeah.
And it was free, right? So one day for memes, I made like an across deck.
Huh.
And I pulled it off once. Because Exodia Necross is awful. And the kid I was playing.
Oh,
that
Exodia.
Necross.
I thought
Oh,
you.
you thought I meant Necross?
Yeah.
No. Exodia
You're right.
Necross.
You made Necross.
Yeah.
We thought you meant Necross.
No, that was the correct
Not
thing.
that one, idiot.
Yeah, no, the shitty Exodia card. And I remember I pulled it off once, and the guy I was playing refused to like. He was like, "That's not how that works." I was like, "Literally, just read the card."
Yep.
And he just refused to surrender. So then I called the judge, and I just went to class, and I came back, and he had left.
That's so funny.
So I actually knew Dueling Book was like Dueling Network.
Yep.
But because I had a lot of bad experiences on Dueling Network, so I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to play that.
I did too.
I didn't want to
I
play
was really
it.
frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I tried like Dueling Book when we first started, and it was First, I mean, it was super weird, and then like the
Yeah.
people that were on, well, I guess because I was very low level, everybody that was on there was just kind of like
It's rough.
my turn, like they're drawing cards. I was like, what are
Yeah.
you doing?
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. It's you really have to like. I personally don't have the patience to grind through that.
Neither do I.
Like for
to
a
be
couple of
honest.
hours to play people who don't know how to play.
Yeah.
No,
it's tough.
yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
I think when I think about deck building when we were coming back, I looked at what I like my favorite things, and then I thought about I like Glider Beasts. My brother, I had made Light Sworns because my brother liked Crystal Beasts, and I had bought him when I was in college. I had bought him a Crystal Beast deck, which didn't actually do anything except I found out later on that I had bought a first edition Tactical Evolution Rainbow Dragon.
Oh God.
Which is like $150 now, and I was like, oh, "You're not getting this. I'm keeping that."
Oh God.
And then I have like a misprinted Hemon Lord of Striking Thunder, where the name is like almost at the level indicator.
Oh wow.
So crazy finding old collections, but I think when I'm deck I wanted to try out the different mechanics that were going on, and I think the pandemic sucked because we had just started getting in. We were like, oh, we're gonna go to all these regionals, and we were starting.
That was like when we that was when we knew it wasn't just like, what are we doing? We knew how to play.
We knew how to play. We were like, we're playing, we're consistently competing, and then COVID hit, and it was just like we'd kind of not necessarily lost the momentum, but we had to play in our little bubble. Remote duels sucked, so that was tough to play in. But I think that now what I'm excited for is like, again, we know what we're doing, and we're now going to bigger events, and potentially we have a following here that we can start like promoting and getting people on the show. But I think that it was when I thought about deck building, one of the things that I really paid attention to was I wanted to try a deck from each mechanic and see which ones I liked. And I realized that I like Lynx with Mech Knights. Cyber Dragons are like fusions. And then the newest deck that I'm playing is like Synchro, which is interesting because I played Infernoble. And
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Xyz are my sharks. I love my sharks. And I'm skipping Pendulum because fuck them. And Rituals I tried with Necroz, the real Necroz.
I actually really like that deck.
It was,
and I considered buying it from you, and then I did a little research, and I was like, this deck is not strong enough.
No.
And it was when I knew Drytrons were coming out, and I was like, I'm not going to
That deck went +9 if you went positive, but it was like, what did I end on? Fucking Necroz of Unicorn Pass.
Yeah. I just like it.
It's cool. Yeah. I think Rituals I appreciate I know Drytron is Drytron, but I appreciate what they're doing with Rituals because it's one of the more forgotten mechanics.
Yeah. I don't want that.
And I think, you don't want that to happen. Yeah. And I think that that's really cool that that Konami's like pumping them up.
It is. I actually personally hate Drytron. I don't like the art. I don't like the way it plays. I hate it less now that it's a little nerfed, but I do appreciate that they're trying to bring Rituals back in.
Yeah.
I don't like Drytron though.
Yeah.
Like, it strikes me as very boring.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of similar, Mel. I liked I knew fusions because I had known that already.
Mm-hmm.
The impetus to get at Emancipator was because I was like, oh, synchros are cool and the cards were pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't have an Xyz deck, but I've been kind of wanting to build one, so I have Exorcister now.
Yeah, that's.
I just have to put it together. It's not done, and then I have Sky Striker for Lynx, so I had a similar thing.
Yeah.
And out of all those mechanics, I kind of figured out the ones that I like. So I like fusions, but fusioning can be really tough.
So inherent neg.
Yeah, like it's an old mechanic, so it's it's an old mechanic, so it's tough. I do like synchros. Although getting a tuner on the field can be tricky, but it's fun.
Yep.
Xyz are low key my favorite just because they're so easy to make, and I think the cards are. I like that border is real cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that border's cool.
Yeah, the border's real cool.
What do I like? I mean, I guess if I had to choose, like, it'd probably be Lynx.
Lynx are great.
Xyz
Salaman great.
Oh yeah, of course.
Lynx are great.
Xyz are cool too.
You Xyz a lot.
Yeah,
like a lot. It's good. It's a good.
I don't enjoy synchros. I feel like
yeah, you don't like them.
I feel like it's too. I don't know. Maybe it's too like my brain is too smooth for it. But
no,
I just don't. I don't know.
They're very finicky. Like if it's not like if you get like ogred, then you're like, oh, okay. Like it's very finicky.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. So that's why I kind of just stay away from synchros. I feel like I tried it one time with Synchro Eldritch, and I was like, this is not for me.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
I remember
that's
that.
This is definitely not for me. I was like, let's
still
just
strong.
Yeah.
So yeah, Synchro Xyz, Fusion. I guess they're pretty cool. I did. I mean, it's very easy. I think the easiest out of all to bring out.
I would say links are
Easier than
fusion. Yeah.
Well,
Fusions
no.
you need a spell.
For fusions, it's just that
most
I think what like you're probably trying to say is that like the Konami's made them very splashable. So
Oh,
they're not-
yeah,
so they're
yeah.
not like otherwise they just kind of wouldn't be in the game.
Links are the most splashable extra deck mechanic.
Oh yeah. It's just that to keep fusions, like if fusions stayed where it was just like you need polymerization.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
like,
Oh
it would
yeah,
just- it would be gone.
Oh yeah, it would be
Yeah,
done.
gone from the
There's
game.
no way.
Yeah,
No.
but it's cute.
Other than that, it's like, I guess my favorite thing would just be like, I got to go back to like my roots where it's just like unga bunga beat down, punch you in the face for 10,000.
It is really fun. It is really fun actually to do that. It's kind of part of the reason I like Heroes is because I'm just gonna punch you really hard in the
One
face.
punch man.
Yeah, that's
well,
it.
no, for me it's usually a whole crew,
Well, yeah.
but like the boys and Shadow Mist. But
Yeah.
I agree with you, George. It's fun to
It's fun to just like, because I mean, I was never one to like, I mean, there was no such thing as combo. I think your combo was, if you had 2 special summons in one turn, you were like,
cracked.
yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
I was like, are you
How?
insane?
How did you do this? How did you bring out 3 monsters?
They're supposed to be special. Like they're not supposed to be.
All
They
right,
are
boomer.
Or special summoning. Is special summoning special anymore?
No, it's kind of just normal summon too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
don't
that-
hate it though.
I mean, yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
it's
all
fine.
right now. But
Yeah.
I mean, at first, I was just like, God. I mean, I do hate it. Now I'm lying. I take that back 100%. I
It
hate
can be
combo decks.
frustrating. Yeah.
I hate sitting there and waiting for 15
Yeah,
minutes on
yeah.
somebody's turn. And it's like, God damn it. Like, I just
Watching-
want you to hurry up. And
Watching Joseph do VW while I went to pee and then still going when it came back, I was like, how are you still going? Like, just how are you still going?
yeah, that's one of my biggest things. I guess, like, I don't know if that has just to do with like me being impatient or just me when I was playing when the game was super slow. Where again, with two special summons where, you know, pretty much the very most you can do, maybe 3
Yeah,
with the Monster Reborn. But it's,
I'm like, I have patience for it up to a point. I can watch someone combo for about 5 minutes. And then after that, I'm like, okay, dude, like, hurry up. Like, it's been like 5 minutes. Most combos don't take 5 minutes. Most don't take 5 minutes.
You should watch Farfa's Table 500 videos.
So funny. I love
Bro,
it.
those are sped up.
Yeah,
They take 5
I know.
to 10
Like, he'll be like,
minutes.
that duel was 67 minutes. And
Yep.
I'm like, oh, fuck.
That turn was 67
Yeah.
minutes.
It's
at
funny.
the last YCS that we went to, I played some like plant deck, and it was like
that's
Oh,
It's
literally.
literally,
Sun
it's
Avalon.
like
Oh,
if you
God,
made
that
like-
was a literal
if you made like a
15-minute
scale
turn.
right between like combo and like control. I think plant just in general is like as far to the combo side as you can go. Like plant combos, it's disgusting.
Oh man,
say
it got to the
plant
point where the first time he did it, I was like, okay, if he has another turn, I'm just gonna be like, just throw everything into the graveyard and set up your final board.
You're like, just
I
do
just
it.
like, I'm like so fucking like, oh.
Like, just do it. At some point, you have to be like, if you're looking at the clock, you have to kind of be like, call the judge and be like, I know he's doing his combo, but like, he needs to go faster because I need like a chance to play. So the judges are nice sometimes though. Like, they'll let you finish. Like, they'll give you like a bunch of extra time if like they'll let you finish.
yeah. I mean, I just don't like to
Boring.
be that. Yeah, I don't like to be the guy like to shark somebody like, hurry up, unless
Yeah.
you're sharking me first, and you can tell it's usually the Sky Strikers players that shark you.
Yeah, no, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's really not wrong.
Oh my goodness.
That's why I like Flunder though. I'm never bored. I do stuff on your turn,
Yeah.
and then people forget. Yeah, it is. People are like, "Whose turn is it?" I'm like, "It's your turn." They're like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah,
Wait, is it really?
Are you sure? Is it your turn?
yeah, no, it's my turn. It's our turn."
It's our turn.
Oh god.
The only thing I do wish is this is just like a wish, just talking about mechanics. I wish I like where Xyz is right now. Xyz is nice. Links are fine. I like links a lot actually. Fusions are fine. I want them to do something interesting with synchro. I feel like Hulk has stunted creativity. I want them to like, I don't know how, but like
Ban Hulk.
I don't even care what they do with Hulk, but as long as it's around, synchros will always funnel through that one card, and that feels a little.
Unless it's Usarctic.
I wanted to like that deck.
I think they look cool.
They do look really cool.
That polar bear is adorable.
Polari.
Yeah.
I wanted to like when they revealed them before
People
anyone knew,
freaked the fuck
before
out when
anyone knew what they
revealed that.
were. I was like, I want to build this, and
Yeah.
then they were awful. They're awful. It's from the show. Negative synchroing. That's from the show.
Really?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
like,
I actually started watching 5Ds today, but then I fell asleep.
I love 5Ds.
5D is a good show. It's a good show.
Going fast.
Yeah. So
No,
so
copyright.
GX is like a sitcom, and that's fine.
Yeah.
the original is props, right? It's the original. 5Ds is like really edgy. Zexel's objectively hilarious. Have you ever watched Zexel? It's really
No.
fucking.
I don't
funny.
think so. No.
I actually
So
do
dumb.
appreciate it.
It's
Zexel's where
it's
their
funny.
character loses like 37
He
times.
loses all the time. Yeah, like the first episode, he's like, I'm gonna duel for your honor, and then like this guy, he's like, I'm gonna make a bunch of sharks, and he's like, oh fuck. It's like really, it's funny. It's
Which,
kind of like GX where it's not very serious.
Looking back on that, it's like,
funny.
oh, he summoned fucking like Barry and Shark, which does nothing.
Yeah, literally.
Oh,
Or like, yeah,
It's like, oh man, it's a 2100 attack monster.
So it's like the original Yu-Gi-Oh was like weirdly serious sometimes, and then
Yeah.
GX was like, huh. And then 5Ds was like, wait, no, we'll be serious again. And then Zexel is really not serious at
Yeah.
all.
And
Zexel's
then
really funny.
was it
Arc V.
I don't know
Arc V,
anything.
God.
All I know about Arc V is that they call it dual-taning, and it
Yeah.
makes me want to throw up.
It's,
I appreciate that they have different dimensions and they brought
Oh,
in the
yeah.
old characters like
Yo,
Crow's
Aster,
there,
that's where all the good
Aster's
cards
there.
come from for my deck. They're just like Aster. Like, you remember that time Aster was Hitler? I was like, I do.
what?
He's like an army general.
Why is
Oh
that?
my
and he's like,
God.
I have a bunch of heroes that are really strong, and everyone's like, whoa.
But also I'm Hitler. Is that what you're saying?
But also I'm Hitler.
well, no, he's just like an army general. I don't know.
But you went to
Hitler.
Well, because he's got like the whole suit and everything. He's got like an SS suit kind of.
Wow.
Like that. Yeah.
Okay, I'll be sure to watch.
Yeah, no, now I have to go back and watch
I
it.
didn't watch Vrains, but people really like Vrains.
Yeah,
Vrains is cool. I mean, the only thing I sorry, Molly, I'm gonna cut you off. But Vrains is cool. It's just speed dueling, really. Like I don't know. At least the first couple of episodes, it was speed dueling.
Like
I couldn't get past
3-3.
it. Yeah,
Really?
it was speed dueling.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think eventually they do they go to regular dueling because at one point I think I saw a clip where what's his name?
The Soul Burner guy.
Soul Burner guy gets you locked.
Mhm.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's crazy. Like they actually have like real strategies and shit.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, no, it's super cool. But sorry, just to kind of touch on was it Arc V? No, Pendulum thing.
Oh god.
That thing's so awful. Like he's just like running around, grabbing fucking. Oh my god, that's god awful.
It's not great.
No,
It's
and
like-
then
it's
it's like, oh no, I lost my pendulum monster.
it
It's
takes
like,
place in,
well,
like, a
he doesn't go to the
circus.
graveyard. He goes right back on top of my extra
Yeah.
deck. Like, oh my god.
It's like it takes place in like a circus. I'm like, this is cursed. I hate it.
Oh, that's the same one where it's like there's the XC's.
The dimensions. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
God.
That's where they got.
I don't remember
Jesus.
I don't remember the Xyz monsters from the dimensions. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I don't remember
I didn't
any of
watch
them.
it, but
Actually, I just know that there's world.
I know
I'll open the overlay network.
I know Crow comes from the synchro dimension.
Crow.
Yeah, Crow from 5Ds.
Oh, yeah.
And then Aster is from GX.
I thought you meant
Fusion.
I thought you meant
Hitler,
Diddy
you
Crow.
mean.
I was like,
No.
what the?
What's his name? No.
It's like, what are you talking about?
No, what's his name?
There's no
he
one from
plays-
DM.
He plays Photons, or Galaxy.
Yeah.
God, what is his name? He comes from the Xyz dimension.
Oh,
Because
I
there's
actually-
a rumor that he kills Zane, which I'm upset about.
That is.
Oh.
Zane's a good boy.
Zane is
Leave
a
my
good
boy
boy.
alone.
I know.
I really like Actually, I like that archetype too.
Kite's his name.
I like that archetype too. And then I didn't build it because I learned from my mistake.
Do you remember when Zane went into like that underground fight club?
Yep.
Yeah.
Electric shock. when
So
he
the only one I watched completely was GX. I watched 80% of the original. I've watched like 2 episodes of 5Ds, and then I've watched like 2 episodes of.
You should
Zexal.
watch.
I think I would like 5Ds.
Funny story about 5Ds. I was during the pandemic. YouTube just decided the Yu-Gi-Oh channel just decided to play like the first season of
Wait,
5Ds
really?
straight.
Some guy in an office was like, they won't let me leave, so I
So
guess.
I'm just gonna like it was running. I just watched the entire season
that's amazing.
while I
YouTube?
was working on YouTube.
Oh, wow,
Yep.
that's-
It was amazing. And then I would go to meetings and I'd be like, oh man, I gotta go back and catch this.
I wanna know what
episode. I
happens.
want to know what happens.
It is on Netflix.
You think
it is on
Yugi
Netflix,
has
yeah.
Heart of the Cards? Bro, Yusei pulls like he plays the oh my god, he plays one guy in the prison and the guy cheats, stacks his deck. Yusei also cheats and like hides a card under his dual disc.
Oh,
and then he
God.
pulls it out and it's fucking Garbage Lord. It's the funniest name for a card.
Yeah.
And then that card is like, he's like, oh, this was the last card I needed. It deals damage to you for every card you've banished, and you banished my whole deck. So there goes 7,000 life points.
Ooh, Farinos.
I'm like, what? How does that the only card left in your deck?
I do hear 5D says really good.
Would you say that's your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh episode out of every matter of fact, let's ask that question. What's your favorite episode?
I
era.
immediately have an answer, but I'll go last.
No, you can go.
Go ahead.
Because I got to think.
All right, so there's an episode in Yu-Gi-Oh GX. It's a Valentine's Day episode.
Oh,
And in this
Sparkman.
episode, Sparkman and Avian,
yeah.
they're like chilling, and then I don't even remember who Jaden's dueling. It's like some girl because Japanese stuff.
Yep.
And like they're like, oh, we're gonna fight for Burstinatrix's love,
Yeah.
and then he like summons Burstinatrix, and she's like, "You silly boys, you're
No, they were
idiots."
fighting for the princesses.
Oh,
sorry. yeah.
yeah, and
The
then
princess
he
card.
summons, yeah, right, and then he summons Burstinatrix, and she's like, "How dare you cheat on me?" And they're like, "Oh, Burstinatrix, I'm so sorry." It's literally
Oh, I
the
remember that
funniest
episode. Yeah.
shit
My
I have ever
favorite-
seen in my fucking
My
life.
favorite part of that episode is when the little girl, Jaden or Zane's like, the little girl needs to go home, and Jaden's like, "Why? You think she's gonna beat you?" And he's like, "No, because she's 5."
Dude, it is so fucking funny. That episode is hilarious.
That episode is really good.
It's really fucking
George,
funny.
what about you?
My favorite episode ever that I've ever watched would be Joey versus Valen
Oh yeah.
from Duel Mon- I thought,
That's
oh
some good
my
shit.
God, I felt
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
when they put on like the armor and
was
I don't know
cool.
why I thought that was
You were just
amazing
like,
as a kid. I was like, what the
yes.
fuck, hell yeah, kick his ass, Joey. Oh man, I thought it was fucking great. I love that episode. Like every now and then I'll go back and watch it.
It's good.
I just always
That's a
thought
good
like
one.
the Seal of Orichalcos was such a I know like a lot of people kind of like give it shit, and I don't think it was really canon, but
No,
It's a
cool.
card.
It's cool.
yeah, no, it's a
It
card.
exists in real life.
Yeah, no, and I know that there's like a card. There's 2 cards of it, right? There's like one you can't play, and then one it's like
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
they're like the Egyptian gods.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that whole little arc, the Seal of Orichalcos.
I think that's the one arc at the end I didn't watch because do you remember the part where like they're in like a 20 episode long duel with Marek where he like takes off his robe and he's like, check out the tattoos on my back, and everyone's like, oh Jesus fuck, and then they're like literally about to duel him, and then they like get sucked into a computer dimension because of a
Oh,
bunch of like
yeah.
really
Oh, yeah.
old businessmen.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I remember when
The
that
big 5.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
big
so,
5.
so when
The
that
Judge
happened, I
Man.
remember I paused and I was like, okay. Like the episode finished, and I was like, I really want to know what happens with this Marek story. So how long is this very obvious filler? And it's like 30 episodes. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to watch this. And then I just stopped. Like I never like I could have skipped it and gone back to the fight, and I just like never did.
I think
I just really wanted to know what happened with Marek,
that's fair.
and I couldn't skip it. And I
Spoiler.
didn't- yeah, I
Lost.
was like, yeah, but I was like, fuck, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah.
The funniest part about, because I watched all of it, the funniest part about that is fucking Merrick just wanders around the ship.
Like he's just waiting.
He's
Like
like, I need to get back to take over the world. What are we doing?
just.
Why are we in this stupid simulation?
That's so fucking funny.
Oh god.
That's really fucking funny.
I don't know if I necessarily have a favorite episode, but I love when Kaiba's always like, shut up and duel me, Yuki.
Oh my god, dude.
Joey, you fucking suck.
So good. It's so funny.
No, I think for me, any episode where they just blatantly break the rules is fucking hilarious.
It's so good.
Like any episode from Duel Monsters. I'm
Every
like,
episode
okay,
of Duel
they
Monsters.
were just making shit up.
That was great.
Oh yeah, fusing Mammoth Graveyard with
Living Arrow.
Living Arrow.
Oh, dude, yeah,
Great
absolutely.
Moth having 2 different attacks.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Being stimulated by the fucking wind.
Or what?
attacking the rings around the castle.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I remember that. Or
attacking the
whatever.
moon.
The moon. Yeah, yeah. Whatever bullshit they made up with multiply.
Yep.
They were like,
And but all of that was like fucked up. And then you get to the Kaiba and Yugi duel, and it's like they had a whole new fucking duel
Yeah.
style because it's like, oh, it's on the duel disc, but you can have one monster out at a time.
yeah, I remember.
And I'm
that.
like, I don't, and you can bring them back.
they
And
like
I'm
did
what
they were like, oh, we're gonna do Highlander for no reason.
Yeah. I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
yeah.
And then at the end, good old Kaiba jumps on top of the
Yep.
legend.
It's like, you'll kill me. It's like, fucking
So
what?
good. It's so good.
And then
though.
Yami's like, all right, fucking do it.
So I remember the level of hype when I was young, and it was like coming on Toonami, where when they finally got to like that duel with Pegasus at the end of the first season, I was so fucking hype. I was like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? I got so hype.
Yeah, and then you'd wake up real early.
Yeah,
you'd have an 8:00 episode, an 11:30 episode, and the 11:30 episode was filler, and you're like, I fucking hate this.
Yeah, it was awful. It was always awful. That's all right though.
Merrick walking around that stupid shit.
That's so that is so fucking funny. So like because he does that thing where he takes off his like robe and he like bulks up and he gets like veins and shit on his head. Yeah. He's like, I am literally, there are several demons inside me and I'm just gonna kill
and
you.
He's just
and then these bunch of guys are like, actually, can you like real quick?
Can you just wait for
That's
a bit?
so fucking funny.
Yeah. That was where Yadagarasu came up.
Wow.
Noah plays spirit monsters.
Oh, right.
That's
Yep. Oh god.
If I had to pick a favorite, I would probably say 5Ds is my favorite.
5Ds,
like 5Ds.
I feel like maybe this summer I'll watch it. I feel like I owe it to myself.
85% of that is that fucking theme song. That song is
a good theme song. It's a good theme song.
It's better than GX. It's better than
it is.
DM, and I don't know what the fuck the other ones are.
It does. The other ones don't matter. It's the best one. It is the best one.
One of them ska, which is dumb.
I think it's probably Arc 5. That sounds like Arc 5.
Like this.
Awkward, doesn't fit in. Oof. Wait, no, it actually might be Zexel. I actually don't remember. I watched one episode of Zexel once when I was really bored here. I was like, I had finished like unpacking shit, and I was like, I'm gonna get really high, and then I did.
Nice.
And then I watched one episode, and I was like,
the fuck is happening?
What is that? What? I was like, this show is so bright. There's sharks. It's like I'm not.
Show is so bright.
I'm not gonna watch this. Actually,
Actually, I did have a favorite episode of 5Ds, but I don't think either of you have seen it. It's when they're competing against. They're in the dual runner competition, and they're competing against 3 dudes that are like the epitome of budget duelists, where they're like they threw together a bunch of normal monsters, and they have one card that's like a level 10 it's essentially unbeatable. And but you can only make it if a normal monster survives for 20 turns. And I'm pretty sure they like normal summon Key Mace, and they're like, all right, it's like a 3-person duel, and the first 2 dudes sacrifice themselves so that the duel they can make it.
God, yes.
Oh my god! But the look on their face were like, bro, they summoned this giant monster that it was the first Towers monster.
Yeah,
they couldn't actually beat it.
That's hilarious.
And then fucking Crow is like, I fucked up. I'm sorry, you Sam. I didn't summon it. Good luck.
Bless.
Jack Atlas is my favorite voice actor of all time. He's so
I should watch it. I should watch it.
You should watch. Even if you watch a couple episodes, it's actually really good.
Yeah.
Like
plus the whole like thing with the dragons it's actually pretty neat.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
The Signer dragons are amazing.
I wish they were meta.
One of them is right now.
The Rose.
No.
Ruddy Rose dragon?
No. The hot red dragon king.
Oh, that shit.
Oh my god.
That's like my least favorite one though. I really like Rose Dragon a lot, and Power Tool's alright, I guess.
Power Tool's the worst one.
Yeah.
Actually, he saw me to play for Nobles, no?
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, there is one worse, and it is Blackwing Dragon.
Oof. I didn't even remember that one. So
that's right, because it doesn't fit with the art.
Oh wait, he's a Blackwing?
He's a Blackwing.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But he doesn't. All of the Black Wings are wing beasts, and he's a dragon, so
he's got to be a dragon. Of course. That's so fucking.
They should have said this card is also treated as a wing beast type, that would have fixed it.
Yeah, that would fix it. If he was, we need more wing beasts in the game.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
you just got a whole archetype. How about Pyro gets some love? Shout out Pain.
Yeah, actually,
like Volcanics, Fire.
I follow him on Twitter, and every day
for 1,000. I think it's the count's 1,000. Like it's well over 1,000. But I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I have like a deep fear that one day, I'll be like him, but with rocks, and I'll be like,
you're getting a rock card like in the next set.
Just one though.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, one day, boys.
We're happy that you all listened to us, and thank you for taking a stroll down memory lane with us.
This was a long episode.
This was a long one. We called it a mini episode, and we just got talking about the show.
It's such a good show.
I just want to get off this plane.
Oh, actually, Dark Side of Dimensions is also a really good movie. The most recent one.
Oh yeah. I watched it a few times.
I watched it. I don't remember. I was like, I watched Bonds Beyond Time like a while ago.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wait, there's like a more recent one. I watched it, and it was like genuinely very good.
Yeah.
Except for some reason they made Taya like really hot.
It's shocking.
And but she wasn't in the original. She was like really dumpy looking, and that was fine. It was fine.
Get you someone that looks at you the way Kaiba looks at
and
Yami.
then in the movie, they were like made her like dumb hot, and I was like, what the fuck? Like she didn't even look like the same characters. I don't know. I don't even know what they.
Oh,
did.
like she was not like she was dumb.
No, she was like really. No, she was actually like better than she was in the show because it was like 2016. So they were like, oh wait, women characters have minds. So she was like a real person, but like they drew her in a different way, and she was like, I was like, what is happening?
Remember when she faced Mai?
Yeah.
And she just had, like all those equip cards.
Oh god,
Oh man,
what a terrible duelist.
Mystic Shine Ball.
that card's good now.
It is good now.
Yeah, well, agents. I was thinking about building it, and then Diviner is $70, and I don't feel like paying for that.
Still?
Yeah,
Wow.
it'll probably get a
It'll
reprint in the
get-
tins.
God
like
damn.
it's ins-
Yeah,
Yeah. I also saw that movie, by the way, and it's very funny how Kaiba would like
So
try to
good.
force out the the pharaoh, and then he ended up like, isn't
Dude.
at the end of the movie? I don't know if he killed himself to go like he traveled back in time somehow
Yeah.
to like face the pharaoh.
Of
Like
course.
it's very weird, and
No,
it's
so,
like
like-
in Kaiba fashion.
yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna follow you to the end of the world, Pharaoh.
Yugi is literally a child, and he's like, I'm going to. All right, I know that you like said like a mature, healthy goodbye with the pharaoh, but I'm going to destroy your mind and potentially kill you. Forget it. Let's just end the episode.
Wait, before we end the episode,
I don't even know how that happened.
Really
It's fine.
funny thing. Nick's setup is falling apart.
How? Oh, you know why? It's because
You didn't turn it on. You didn't twist it. There is another. If you haven't finished, if you want a real,
Oh man, everything is falling apart.
we're okay.
if you want
some tables.
a really, this episode is a fucking mess.
I think we should post
Oh,
that.
Joseph's gonna have so much fun editing
It's gonna
this.
be like, what the fuck?
If you want a really good way to spend your time, there's a guy on Twitter and YouTube. I think he got banned from YouTube because Konami, but his name is Bing Bong. And he's doing it with Naruto right now, but he went through all of Yu-Gi-Oh! All of Yu-Gi-Oh! DM and turned all the episodes down to a minute. Unless he couldn't, and sometimes they're like 3 minutes long. Oh, wow. But the last arc where they're actually in ancient Egypt, the amount of times Kaiba's like, I don't know what the fuck's happening, but I'm just gonna keep walking. It made me love Kaiba even more because he's like,
I don't
people will
know.
be like, come help us save the village. He's like, fuck the village. Where's the pharaoh?
That's really funny.
It's like, your tricks don't work on me. And like Blue Eyes is flying ahead of him. He's like, what is this fucking illusion?
Wait, is that where he meets the sage?
That's where he meets the
shit.
maiden of blue.
Yeah, and then
which
she's
he's
like,
like, oh,
"Kaiba."
he's like, what the fuck is this lady?
Are you Blue Eyes? Wait, isn't she Blue Eyes
Yeah.
or some shit? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. She eventually becomes blue eyes. What's made with the eyes of blue or something
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that?
Is that where she's like she like tries to like she gives him like the eyes and he's like I only have eyes for the pharaoh, like that type of deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kinda like that.
Yeah.
It's
Very-
so funny. And then he just, oh god, Kaiba is such a funny character in that.
Oh yeah.
The amount of times just like Pharaoh and Yami's like, we need to do this. He's like, fuck that, play cards with me.
Fuck saving ancient Egypt.
I know you're a leader and you have to take care of your people, but fuck that.
Fuck that.
Let's play cards.
That's so funny.
My god, it's so much fun.
That's exactly what I'm going to tell Joseph next time he says he doesn't want to come play because he has to go to work. Fuck your job. Come play cards.
Hey Joseph, while you edit this, you didn't have to go to your. Well, you probably did, but like,
Maybe.
yeah.
I hope we give you, and I hope this isn't too difficult and it fucking fell apart.
I don't even know why it was. No, it was like it was screwed on. It was just I think it's like I don't know what I did.
Oh, this is great.
First episode.
No, we're gonna post it. We're gonna post it.
I know, but all right. We are MSTC. This is Heart of the Podcast. I'm Mel.
I'm Eaglin. I'm Nick.
I'm George, and we're going to sign out now.
See you next time.